Okay, so I have a Viking. They are made by Electrolux of Sweden. They're no longer available in the States. They were quite a while ago, but not anymore. Um, I have a friend and fellow collector who had one of these long ago, and he's always praised it as being like one of the very, very best machines he's ever had. And this one came up for sale, and I sent it to him, and he's like, "Well, I can't afford that." So it's like, oh, well, it's like if this machine is truly that great, it's like I'm going to get this if that price becomes a little bit more reasonable. And it did, so I bought it, and I haven't told him, and I have a feeling he's eventually going to see this. So, you know, you didn't take the opportunity, so I did. Sorry. But, anyways, the main reason I bought this, if I hadn't already said so, is because I wanted to see its power for myself. I have known him to kind of overestimate the ability of machines just based on how much he likes them. I mean, he told me for years his Rainbow E2 with the Cibo ET350 was just the best machine ever. Nothing would ever touch it. A Kirby can't out clean it, this and that. Well, I got my hands on a Rainbow E2 Black later, and it's like I wasn't impressed. So it's like I wanted to see this so-called legendary machine for myself. And now I'm only going to test this on high speed because it actually has a problem with the power control. It kind of has this weird pulsing to it. It doesn't do that on the max setting, so I don't think it's a problem with the motor. And just looking at the specs on here too, this where are we? Yeah, it says it runs at 8 amps without the power nozzle and 9.5 with it. And where was it? I thought it said made in Sweden here somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is, made in Sweden. But yeah, it only has, an 8 amp motor in there, and just running, a test without the hose attached here, it was drawing around 950 something watts, and with the wattage, it was drawing about 8 amps. So I don't think we have a motor problem, but I do think we have a problem with that control board. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a bit here, but I did want to bring this up because I find it so odd. This machine does not have a serviceable motor. I'll try to see if I can find the photo of this I had, but it's so weird. We think of European machines as being, higher quality than what we see in the States. At least currently we do. But maybe it wasn't that way. But here again, we have this kind of lock washer on here, and this motor is clearly not made to be taken apart. It's just such a bizarre thing to me. But, let's see. Oh yeah, the bags, they use what is called an E6 bags, Electrolux E6. I have not been able to locate any in the States, but they do make HEPA ones, and cardboard collar just a little bit. The seller actually sent this with, it has a reusable cloth bag. I'm guessing it was some sort of demo tool, and then they had this bag inside of that one, and it's like, oh my god, why? Fortunately, it doesn't seem to have broken anything. And get a blower port. And then there would usually be like an exhaust filter here. It was nothing impressive. It was just kind of almost like that white foam micron material or whatever. But yeah, let's show you guys the weird kind of pulsing thing it does. And I don't think it does it on the full medium either. There it is. But yeah, You turn it up to medium or even onto max, and it runs fine. But anyways, let's take a look at the wattage here just to confirm we're... Why is this so blurry? And yeah, we are running a little bit over 8 amps. And the wattage varies a little bit, I guess. So I'm not really sure what is with this machine, but I mean, obviously, you know, they don't have like Viking parts for the, you know, around in the States anymore, and it's like, I don't think I want to try looking around for one of those speed control boards. I mean, this machine, I'm not terribly impressed by. But, I suppose, you know, let's, oh yeah, power connector. It's weird. I talked to Vacuum Tests, and he had provided me a link for like a full-length cable, but that wasn't quite what I was looking for, because it does go down to like a standard 2-pin connector, because that's what we have on the power head. Yeah, we just go down to the standard 2-pin connector. So my thought was, you know, if I end up holding on to this machine, it was going to be to install, because there's a lot of room in this front part. I could just install, you know, a basic 2-pin connector and just eliminate this entirely, or this little piece right here. I mean, there's really no need for it to have such a strange connector. But I think I've gone on long enough. Why don't we just get to this? Okay, so again on max, this time with the hose attached. Check the wattage, or the voltage rather. Now let's plug the power nozzle in. Okay. Now for some body tests. Really generic style wand on it. But yeah, not much of a loss as expected. Alright, I already know we're going to have a nosediving issue with this, but we'll take measurements with it. Wow, that's some pretty good efficiency. At least I think so. I mean, we've probably seen more efficient power heads out there, but that's pretty good. I didn't think it would score that high. if I wasn't recording. Brush roll on, we had 2067, and then we have well, after having had one of these, it's like now I can say it's like the real star of this machine is this Eureka Powerhead. I mean, we've as a community, the collector community has always kind of thought of these Vibrogroomer 3 heads as being a really good head. And in fact, they're still sold today under the Beam name. I think they're going by Rugmaster. So, I mean, you can still get them. They're great performers, but, they're not the most technologically advanced. God, I can't talk. They still use the rubber stretch belts. It would be nice to see them move to, either the groove or the gear. It's like I know there was a knockoff of them, the Dust Gear PB11, that used a similar brush roll, but those things were not known to last. But, the machine itself is pretty meh. It's quiet, yes, and it's got, kind of a... it looks nice. But I mean, there's just not a lot of power to it. And, the bags are hard to find here in the US, unless you want to buy them from overseas. I do like this cord winder, though. It's got its own little door to kind of neatly tuck the cord end away. I think that's neat. But, it's definitely not the super-powered machine my friend made it out to be. But it's not terrible, but it's mostly because of that head. That head is really what saves this machine, I think.